Don't move.
Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? There's another paid request, this time from my friend Efree. It was one of two requests, Flesh Wounds and Robowar. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. It could be a topic, reaction, randomness, commentary, review, re-review, trying out a video game, whatever it may be. Now, he had sent me two Predator ripoff movies to watch a review. Robowar with Reb Brown that came out in 1988, and Flesh Wounds that came out in 2011. Now, Robowar I had seen once before. I think I saw it with Mike and Efree. And I think we tried to do a commentary. But I will be honest, doing the commentary I wasn't really feeling it because I guess I didn't think the movie... It's trashy, but I was kind of enjoying it on a B-movie level, so I wasn't really feeling it. At least to me. I liked hanging out with them. It's just like, I don't know. I think it was this movie. It might have been another movie, but I thought it was this movie. But watch it again. I would like to pick up the Blu-ray one day. I have the Blu-ray of Reb Brown's other Strike Commando, which is kind of Rambo with a little bit of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Strike Commando is very fun. Again, they're trashy, as in you can make fun of the acting and it's campy and the other stuff. But if you want B-movie fun, Bruno Mattei on that stuff, he knew what he was doing in the fact that he gave people what they wanted. And it's sad when Robowar looks like a bigger budget than Flesh Wounds, which is a 2011, for those who didn't see that review, a 2011 Predator ripoff starring Kevin Sorbo and Bokeem Woodbine that looked like it was shot for $8. Looked like it was shot in the Louisiana Bayou, and anytime they turn in the jungle, they don't find a gas station or a barbecue. And was a ripoff of Robowar, because it was a Predator ripoff, and you find out it's a robot, it's a guy in a robot thing, which is what this film is. But Robowar has more of that B-movie fun. Like, if you go in a film called Robowar, what are you wanting? It was shot in the Philippines, so it is a real jungle, so you got a little bit of that going for it, of the environment. There's stuff to laugh at, like when they're setting up the crew, and it's these two people looking at the team that's going to be sent in for this mission, and this is who this person is, this is who this person is. Man, they have weird nicknames. You should hear their team name. Bam. Bam. Big ass motherfuckers. When the movie starts out with that, I'm like, okay, you're either with it or you're not. And I'm with it. I'll take more of this trashy fun than another pretentious A24 fucking movie or bullshit overrated shit like Prey, which is not nearly as fun as a movie like this. Prey doesn't have Reb Brown yelling or like doing his nod to Predator, but there's a twinkle in his eye. Just he throws a knife, he's like, don't move. He does a little wink, like, don't move. Like, he does that wink, I'm like, he knows. I think some of these people knew. Bruno Mattei, again, Strike Commando was fun for what it is. He did this film, Shocking Dark. It's funny, like, these are, at the time, considered some of the worst films ever at the time. But you see that kind of weird sincerity, and I'm like, look at Feeders. Look at Feeders 2. Look at Razor Teeth. Look at these movies like Birdemic, or some of these movies like, we're so bad. Right? We're so bad. Like, winking every 5 minutes. You see how bad we are? I'm like, no. Other than that little twinkle in his eye from Reb Brown, like, they take it seriously, and that makes it more, usually, not all the time, but usually that makes it more fun. So Reb Brown and them are a team. And Reb Brown comes in. Reb Brown, for those who don't know, he was in this very underrated film called Uncommon Valor with Gene Hackman, Fred Ward, may he rest in peace, Patrick Swayze, may he rest in peace, Robert Stack, and Tim Thomerson. Wonderful movie. Reb Brown was Blaster. They died with all the explosives. He was Captain America in some 1970s TV movies. And then he starred in a lot of these low-budget films. He was in Cage and Cage 2 with Lou Ferrigno. He was in some Italian films like Strike Commando and this movie. And like I said, it's fun for what it is. Like, it's absolutely 100% a Predator ripoff beat for beat. From having a guy join them, whether it be Carl Weathers or this guy. This guy kind of looked like Don Rickles to me. I mean, it's not... But he kind of looked like Don Rickles, from Kelly's Heroes. Kind of reminded me a bit of that for some reason. But you have a guy joining them. Works with the CIA or whatever it is. Finding bodies, finding shells. They're shooting all directions. There's a bit where they all fire at one spot, destroy most of the jungle. They find an encampment. Just like Arnold and his crew do in The Predator, and they shoot the shit out of the bad guys. They find a girl, they bring the girl with them. You have the one guy, the wannabe Sonny Landham, who stays behind, takes his shit off with his knife, gets killed off screen. Very beat for beat, only again, it's not an alien, it's a robot. And it's sad because this looks better than the robot in Flesh Wounds 20... Because Flesh Wounds 2011 with Kevin Sorbo is a ripoff of this movie. It's a ripoff of Predator, but all they did was make this movie again and make it worse. When this movie is Predator and Aliens compared to that fucking Flesh Wounds piece of shit. This one, Reb Brown, I like Kevin Sorbo, but you don't buy him as the tough military... Reb Brown you buy. I love Reb Brown. I love his yelling. People can make fun of his yelling all he wants, but whether it be Howling 2, Your Sister is a Werewolf, this movie, Strike Commando, I love his yelling. Ah! What was it? Strike Commando was like, you scared the shit out of me. And at one point, one of his men leave. Come back here. Oh, we're gonna find that crazy little fucker. Reb Brown is yelling. I love it. I sincerely love it. I like him. I buy into it. I liked his presence. I liked his persona. No, he's not the best actor when he's trying to do... But here he doesn't try to get to do a lot of serious moments. He did in Strike Commando with the whole Disneyland. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean. If you don't, if you ever see that, you will. But... I'm a sucker for Reb Brown. And I bought him as a leader of this military group. And the people in Flesh Wounds, I couldn't tell apart. Here, they're not good, but I can tell them more apart. You have one guy, who I swear to God, he looked like Chuck Norris's brother. Or he looked like he would be one of Chuck Norris's brothers. I don't know if it was the beard or whatever. And at one point, he tries to do a little bit more shorts. There's one guy who's like the doctor of the group. There's one guy who, I forget his name. I don't remember their names, but I can see their faces, and they had more of that over-the-top campy performance. Maybe because of the dubbing. That I didn't mind. I could kind of have an enjoyable... it's like trash. Like McDonald's. McDonald's is not good for you, but you eat it because it's fun. It's tasty. Might not be good for you, but you enjoy it nonetheless. I'm a McDonald's guy. Sometimes I want the McDonald's meal. This is that type of McDonald's meal. Granted, there's a bit too much of scenes of them wandering through the jungle. But other than that, like when the battle happens, there's It's actually kind of fun to watch. Yeah, real huts blowing up, people just blowing the shit out of bad guys, actual squibs, people being shot, going through huts, Reb Brown yelling, ah! He loves to jump in and die, ah! Ah! I get a smile on my face, and that's what I want. I know people say I'm too harsh on movies. My point is, if you're going to be trash, be fun, entertaining trash. That's what I want. If you want to be trash, be fun trash. This is fun trash. And like, I don't mind some of the effects of, like, they find some bodies that's been burned up. And not burned up, but like, it's their corpses, and I like the look of the corpses. I didn't mind it. I know this is on Blu-ray, and I'm curious to maybe one day pick it up and give it a look. Was it this movie or Strike Commando that had a commentary? It might have been Strike Commando that had a commentary with Reb Brown. I can't remember. Might be over there. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'll be right back. I know you should edit this out. Well, it is what it is. I think Severin Films released a Blu-ray of this, and I would not mind picking it up one day. Like I said, these kind of films are kind of sucker for Predator ripoffs, even ones that get low ratings, like Watchers 3 I have fun with, DNA with Mark DeCostas I have fun with, Skeleton Man with Michael Rooker. I know it looks cheap with a guy and a black cape and a skeleton mask, but it's got some decent gore, and Michael Rooker I really liked as the lead, and Casper Van Dien's in it for a bit. It's fun trash, but it's not 2.1 bad. I mean, it gets a lower rating than Flesh Wounds. I think it's better than Flesh Wounds. But anyway, with this film, like, it follows the same beats of Predator, only not as good as Predator. But like I said, at least I enjoy the environment, and a lot of movies were shot in the Philippines because they could get away with a lot of stuff and showing the jungle, and people were there worked very cheaply. And this was an Italian production, Bruno Mattei. It says Vincent Dawn, but that's Bruno Mattei would use other fake names. I don't remember the reason why he did that, but again, Vincent Dawn is Bruno Mattei. That's really who directed this. Like I say, he did this film called Shocking Dark, also known as Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2, before the actual Terminator 2. And what's funny is that it's a ripoff of Aliens. So if you find Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2, nowadays it's known as Shocking Dark, but people back then knew as Bruno Mattei's Terminator 2. What the fuck? Yes, Terminator 2 before Terminator 2. And, but again, you can find a Shocking Dark. Let's say it was a ripoff of Aliens. And then at the very end, I remembered to be a Terminator ripoff. So I checked my phone. Hopefully I edited that stuff out and remember it. No, I was wrong. Reb Brown did not do commentary for either one. He did one for Your Hunter for the Future. So, okay, I was wrong about that. But I would like to pick this up maybe one day, see the better picture quality of Robowar. But like I said, I like the Philippine location. I think it fits well for what they need to do. It's trashy fun, but they have over-the-top action. Not a ton because of its low budgetness, but the big action sequence where the Americans take over the bad guys, there's some stuff that made me laugh, like Reb Brown say, "Hey assholes, over here!" And people get shot in slow motion. Some of the over-the-top quirks of some of the supporting characters. The robot, I didn't mind the look for its low budgetness. It looked like the Guyver if he was part of a motorcycle gang and his motorcycle helmet. But it had this annoying habit of going beep 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 anytime it goes around. Beep 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 beep. This gibberish. Like if a robot spoke gibberish, it would be that. Should have cut that all out. Just made it more irritating than it should. Like I said, Reb Brown is fun as the lead. The other actors, I mean, with the dubbing, they're there. But you maybe enjoy the over-the-top campiness of it all. Like I said, a bit too much wandering through the jungle. But like I said, there's B-movie fun. I mean, there's a guy who gets thrown and hit by a mine, and when he blows up, you see a lot of cotton, because I guess the dummy was made of cotton. So you see his bottom half fly away, and it's like a bunch of cotton in the air. One guy gets hit and he spits blood right on the camera. There's some, like I said, some decent bodies that were found where it's like they've been burned up and they're in these like weird poses. You know, decent effects for the low budget. Like I said, the whole look of it, maybe I'm just nostalgic for that look, so I'm giving an easy pass for that. But yeah, just a bit of nostalgia for that look. And yeah, the movie, you're getting the spoilers. I mean, it's Predator, so it's hard to spoil. It's just the same movie, but it gets to a point where you find out that the robot is actually someone that Reb Brown knew back in the day, and the finale fight, I wish there was a bit more to it, whether because they didn't have the budget for it. I wish there was a more back and forth. It's pretty much they're in this little shed and the lady pours some acid and Reb Brown gets the gun, has a cool moment, shoots the laser gun, blows up the place. Then the robot comes back and you think, oh, it's gonna be, this is the real fight. But it's not, because pretty much it tells it, please destroy me. I thought Reb Brown gave a good look. Yeah, he has a look to him, and you tell in his eyes that he's a bit sad about it. You know, this is a friend of his from back in the day. You know, as much as is to knock Reb Brown's acting, I thought he gave a pretty decent look. I could tell the whole story with his eyes, what his eyes were saying. Then he jumps off and he blows up, kind of like the one guy. I think it's Straight Commando. Reb Brown jumped off a waterfall as well, and a guy blew up. I believe so. But I think DNA Martikostas, he jumps off a waterfall, goes and blows up the tree. A lot of jumping off waterfalls in these Predator ripoffs. Because Arnold fell off in the waterfall in Predator and then other stuff. But I mean, you have a movie that starts off with big ass motherfuckers, just without shame, lifting Predator beat for beat. It's got the Italian feel to it with the music and the use of the Philippine locations. Reb Brown is a hoot. I love Reb Brown. I love just seeing him yelling, shooting, kicking ass. Sometimes it's the simple joys in life that brings a smile to my face. Like I said, I mean, I wish they had more creativity of not just lifting everything from Predator. But yeah, I mean, it's a robot instead of an alien, so there's that. But still, you wish they had more of a budget to maybe have a bit more big fights in the third act. But it's a film that is what it is. It's a fun, jaunty Predator ripoff that still has more charm than a lot of movies today, and has more charm than that Flesh Wounds from 2011. And it's definitely a movie I would rather rewatch again. See more Reb Brown yelling, kicking ass, and I'd probably say I like Strike Commando more, because that one felt like it had more action, it has a more crazy ending. Because he like shoots the shit out of and blows up the bad guy, and then there's another guy, he puts like a grenade in his mouth, and Chakoda. But this one, if you like Reb Brown, and you like these Italian action movies that just have no shame, but they do have a charm to them, it's worth a watch. It's fun for me. It's just a lot of fun. So with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.